Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully well. Boom, we hit the target. Yeah. We hit one target. Let's hope we get to the next one. It's on its way. Okay. So, I was actually thinking that maybe you guys would enjoy watching charts instead of that beautiful, beautiful scene in Wyoming. Especially because there's no more snow. It's like, you know what? If there's no snow, what's the point? So if you guys like that, hit that like button and let me know if you like watching the charts during the warm-up rather than the beauty. Maybe we could do a split screen. The charts on one side and the beautiful scenery on the other. So you guys let me know by the like button. Hit that like button to let me know. All right, so today's a giveaway, by the way. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, we need 25 posts to give the cash giveaway today. 25 retweets. It's in the chat. So I'm just like glued to this thing, watching this go up, hoping that we hit that hit that target, and we nailed it. We nailed it. So 2 wins right away. So that's pretty awesome.
Be advised, our phone has
So celebration, celebration, celebration. 2 wins in 4 minutes of the show being live. Okay, so now that that's being said, let's see if I can get my picture up here because I know you guys want to know who it is. It's me. Hi, how's it going? Let's get that little picture back in there. Oh, wait. How do I get that thing to work? There we go. All right. So, yeah, today we're doing a giveaway and watching our trades. I was waiting for this one to pull back because it was a very strong trade. Let me talk. This is Euro New Zealand. Hey, Paul. So Euro New Zealand was pretty awesome yesterday. So let's go ahead and do the analysis on it. I have been watching this one for a long time, and you can see my tiny little arrows. One of my expert friends predicted it. I got a buy here, and I bought a buy here. You see these 2 arrows? And these came from just some help from my expert friends. One of his name's Richard Krugel. You guys know I have expert friends, which is what is one of the best things about my podcast, to get expert friends. But they were talking about a possible reversal here. So I nailed this trade and I nailed this one. And unfortunately, I should have been a more of a long-term trader, but I put this trend line in, and you can see it's just smashed through it. Okay, smashed through that trend line. So after that happened yesterday with this big move, I was like, okay, Pierre, you missed 2 winning trades already, dude. Sorry, man, you missed 2 winners. All right, Mr. Chillax. Okay, so anyhow, so now what I'm doing, sorry, I was chatting with my brother. He's the product developer here for me. Okay, so I am looking at now, because of this MACD cross, because of the trend line break, I'm looking at some long-term bullishness. And so the way I'd like to trade this is the way I just did this morning. If you go back, I'm waiting for pullbacks, and we got one right here. Okay, and you see that the price pulled back and it went up and I got long. And so I still could have been in this trade, but I hit a nice target. It was a pretty good setup, guys. And so that was what I was looking at. Let's take a look at on a lower time frame. Okay, so on the lower time frame, I had the 15-minute rollover, and it was starting to weaken, and I had this breakout. So pretty solid move, and I'll just be watching this. You know, yesterday I took quite a few trades on this. Every time we get a little pullback, I'd go for it. You see that pullback? Every time I would get one, it would give me a little bit of a trade. So now we're right up here. I think we could probably bust right through this resistance, but I'm now that I've already got one trade on it, I'm going to be looking at waiting for another pullback and then getting in. So I'm just going to be watching this. Every time we get a pullback, I'm going to be going short. And this is a nice pair because it runs pretty good. The other one that was pretty nice was the USD Swiss. So I the very similar situation. The USD Swiss, let's zoom it out. It's in an uptrend. You can see that it broke this key level earlier. You can see that it broke this key level, right? And it broke right here. It's actually been in an uptrend for a while, but here's what I was looking at yesterday. We had a pullback, and then right here, you see that it broke this level yesterday. We had a little pennant, and it busted right through, and now it's trying to bust through again. So I've just been watching this one for pullbacks as well. Anytime we get a pullback, we go long. So I went long this morning on this one right about here. And so now anytime we're getting long for a while, this one is getting a little bit tired on the MACD. It's starting to head down. So I'd like a little more significant pullback, but you get the idea. When I get pullbacks, I'm looking at going long on it. So that's one of the things. Well, what I do with, I use the MACD and I use price action. I try to wait for the MACD to retrace, and then I look for price to break some levels. Yeah. Okay, so, and I need to stop saying that, by the way. I need to stop saying, okay, so. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And today we're going to be doing the giveaway. I thought I would let everybody know that. Very excited about the giveaway. It's actually a cash giveaway today, so hopefully you guys can get motivated for that. Motivated for the cash giveaway. Let's do a little bit of analysis on gold before we jump into some option stuff again today. But right now, gold, this isn't gold. Oh, this is silver. Let's do silver because I haven't done silver in a while. Let's do a zoom out on silver. Silver is not as much of a pullback as gold, but silver's up pretty nice uptrend. Actually, I like where we're at right now because we have it broke this key level here on the downside, but we're still pretty bullish because we're above the 200 period moving average. And so right now I would be looking at, we did bottom out right here. I'd be looking at buying some pullbacks here. Right now we have a trend line moving down, which we're in a upward channel, and we're in a trend line right here. So if we get a break of this on the daily, I would like to see some more upward, possibly back up to 28, maybe 30. And so let's go to a lower time frame right now on a 1 hour. Okay. And so the trend line on the dailies right up here, but on the hourly, it's a little more steep. So we could get in a little earlier. We have this trend line, and you'll notice that the MACD is shrinking. So if we get a pop right up here, I like this setup quite a bit on silver. So yeah, so Robin figured out that I was looking at the wrong chart, which you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So so looking at this right here, looking for a break. There is a couple levels. Also, we always want to be aware of levels. So there's a level right here. So if this does break, we've got these two levels to contend with. And if it gets a nice burst, I think we're going to break through both of those. The reason I like it is because this MACD is crossing over, especially after being in the red for quite some time. Let's look at it on a 15 just to get another perspective. So the 15 actually already did break. It broke this. Well, what I mean it broke the downward trend on the 15 because we had this. You even get little tighter trends, and it also broke the MACD as well. It always does it first on a lower time frame, so that helps you to get in earlier, but it gives you more confirmation on the higher time frame. So the further higher up you go, the more confirmation you get, the more likelihood the trend is going to continue. You just get in a little bit later. So the 1 minute is testing some of these levels. And so a great way, if you're anticipating a breakout, a great way is, okay, we're looking for it to cross over on the hourly. We're looking for this to cross over, but it's not quite ready. And the 15-minute is green, so it's a little overextended. So a great way to do this is to wait for the minute. So we get a confirmation and we're saying, okay, let's, man, that beeping is annoying. Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that today. How do I deal with it? That's the question. I think I got an idea. It's some of my other platforms. All right, so that's silver. I'm just cleaning up my other platforms. Pop quiz. How many platforms are you guys trading at once? Put the number in the chat. Okay. Pierre, Robin, you're the man. 4 platforms. There you go. Pierre 1. Either one. I actually put a different platform on each of the charts that I look at is. See, Robin, you got to get to the point where you're like me and I have 6 up and I'm looking at them all at once. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm like Robin. I can only look at one at a time. That's just all I can do. I can only do one at a time. And it doesn't make you a better person, just so you know, if you have multiple charts. You could actually be just as good of a person with only looking at one at a time, like Robin said. So gold is really tight. You see how tight this is? It's just consolidating. So let me pull these off. It's just waiting for a break. And the thing about gold is when it breaks, it can be big. So we had a big, strong down move. It looks like a downtrend, but as you guys know, it's actually an uptrend because look back a little further. But in the last few months, it's been moving lower. And so it popped up, broke a couple levels, and now it's just been hanging around this 50. So we actually have a pretty awesome wedge happening right here. Okay, there's a pretty awesome wedge right here. Okay, so if this thing goes to the downside, guess what? We got to move down here, and to find out where we think it could go, let's look at a weekly. We've got this level here, okay, and then there's another level right here. So if it breaks this weekly level that we're looking at, it could move lower. However, let's look at the chart. The chart has a pin bar, a green bar, and an inside candle. So we could, and this was what I was looking at before, and it just, for those of you that have been following this, it actually worked out like clockwork. And it's much easier to look at stuff and do analysis than it is to trade it. So, you know, finding trades and watching trades, that's actually relatively easy. That's probably the first thing that you find. However, trading it is a whole nother story, right, guys? Has anyone else experienced that? Trading's a whole nother story. Graham has a great comment. He said, cancel the alerts on the MT4. Yes, Graham, I get it. I really do, but I have 50 charts open. So it'd probably take me a full hour just to do that. Because each one, I could just turn off my, let's see if it can just do it. Alerts. Someone's probably going to teach me something here. Someone always teaches me something when I'm doing this. Okay. That's another signal that I got. I'm just like Robin said, ADHD right now, ADHD mode. Okay. So for those of you that are skilled enough to follow me with my ADHD problems, we are right back to this gold. You'll see that we're inside candle here. A pin bar, it's in a bullish channel. I was looking for this to pop up, and it did, but now we're stagnant. Because why? Because it's hitting resistance, right? It's hitting this moving average. We've got a level here. So this is a pretty sweet little wedge. And so if it goes lower, remember, watch for the fake out, because you see how it faked out right here? Like everybody's like, oh, this gold trend is back to down. And look what happened. It fought back pretty hard. And so right now we're going in a good period of consolidation, which is really what we want for a nice breakout trade. You want this consolidation. And eventually it's going to break one way or the other. And when it does, we're going to be ready, right? So hit that like button if you're going to be ready for the breakout. Hit that like button. Okay. All right. So silver's moving lower a little bit. I just switched to silver for those of you guys that are tracking me with my ADHD. I just moved to silver. And so yay, silver. I was watching for a little pullback. I'd like to see this get to red so I could take a trade entry on the MACD. All right, let's go back to Euro New Zealand. I got in. We haven't got any pullback. I'd like to see another big pullback on this one. Waiting for an entry. Let's keep looking around for something. I'm waiting on this. Let's go back to gold again, because I didn't look at the 1 minute. We got the hourly. It's still just so tight. It's hard to get anything. The hourly's getting, the MACD shrinking on the hourly because it's building up some bullish momentum here, but it's just really tight right now. 1 minute, what's the 1 minute showing? 1 minute is pulling back, 15. And if you were watching me before I started the show, I was jumping around from chart to chart, not as fast as I was now, but I do that quite a bit just because I like to get different looks. So right now, it's just wedged all around. We're in a daily wedge, we're in an hourly wedge, and we're even in a 15-minute wedge. So we're just wedged everywhere. So I don't like taking too many trades like this until we get outside of it. So I like to trade this like when we were down and it was in this area. I like taking it long, and then once it started to break, I like taking it long. But now that it's in the wedge, it could go either way. So I'd rather just stay on the sideline on this pair until it makes a move. Okay, well, I have been enjoying the pound yen, so let's take a look at this one. So the pound yen, as you know, is super duper bullish. And we got a pretty significant pullback. How big is this bad boy? 350 pips. So pretty good pullback. Those of you that were watching me on Friday watched me lose 3 trades in a row on it. And I think we fixed the problem, because on Monday we had some winning trades, not on this pair, but on the euro yen. So right now we're starting our rise possibly. There could still be some more downward action. We're bearish right here. This is still overextended on the daily, but the RSI's pulled back, and so let's take a look at this trend wall and see what this one shows us. Support, and so we still have a ways to go to get to this trend line and to this moving average. We could actually draw another one that's tighter here. And this one broke to the downside. So you can see that we have some downward momentum and some areas of resistance. Now, with that being said, just because it could be headed down here doesn't mean it's going to happen in a straight line. We could get some zigs and zags. It could pop up, could pop down, up, down until it hits the trend line, and then it goes up, or it could go. Overall, I'm still pretty bullish on this. If we look at it on a weekly, it just broke out a lot of key levels, and you can see that it's headed up. So I am bullish on this. But right now, I'm like, okay, is this thing going to head up? I think we might be more likely to head back up into this area and then go back down, because I still think there's some room to the downside. But I only trade what I see, not what I think. And I see this trend line broken on the daily. So that's why I think what I'm thinking right now. It's not because of, oh, I think this, I think that. It's analysis. It's analysis. And I just found this alert, and I'm turning that chart off. So that helps. Every time I get an alert, I'm going to turn off a chart. Okay. So right now I am seeing a divergence on the downside. It's popping up. Let's go to a 15-minute. And 15-minute just broke over, but let's go to a 5-minute. 5-minute is moving up, bouncing off this moving average. Let's go to a 1-minute, and the 1-minute is overextended. I would rather get some kind of pullback back down here, and then maybe go for trying to catch a bounce up. Okay, so that is the pound yen, and Pal is speaking. Chris, you're our news guru, man. You're going to help us. You know, I was looking at the news this morning, and I didn't even see that. Oh, there it is. It's the only red tag on the day. I actually was just looking at that. So here we go. This is news. Forex Factory is the news place to be. And that would be good. Okay, so Powell, I don't know what is up his sleeve. You know, the dollar's been really strong. You can see we're back on this USD Swiss. This thing, I took this earlier. For those of you that watched, I should have stuck in there. I got in down here, right at the bottom of this trend line, and I only got like this far. I should have held on to that bad boy. And same with the Euro New Zealand. I got in, and now I'm sitting on the sidelines, but that's okay. You know, it's all right. No problem. Hey, oh, and while I'm diligently working, I'm going to show you guys the Twitter link. Okay. And I'm going to pull it up so you guys can do the giveaway. And we're doing good. We're going to give away $100. We're going to do $50 cash rewards. What I need you to do is to retweet this thing. And what you do is you click retweet like that, and then it retweets. You can leave a comment if you want, and then hit that like button. If we get 25 during today's training, we're going to do the $100. So if you guys want $100, we need 25 of these. So Chris, you're the man. Chris is the man. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. You can do this. I know you guys can do this. All right. So back to trading. So we have my Euro New Zealand. Should have. I'm not going to say what I should have done. I'm just not. I made 2 winning trades in the first 4 minutes, so I'm happy. Now I'm just going to be patient on the next setup. Let's take a look at the Australian. There we go. So Australian is testing this key level, 1, 2. Let's go to a weekly time frame. We're right here, weekly, pushing lower. It's got some room to go to the downside, 74 level. If this level does break, it's having some trouble breaking. So right now it popped up. I was actually considering a short earlier, but it was just a little bit still too bearish. So right now it's moving lower. You can see we broke some levels right here. This level was broken. Be watching this maybe for a pullback and a short, we still have this major level to contend with, but you see the MACD is starting to go lower here. And on the 15, it's starting to go lower as well. So we've got a cross on the daily and the 15. Let's go to the 1. The 1 is really overextended to the downside. I'd like to see some upward pop, some up pop. And when we get some up pop, I'd like to go short on it. Okay. All right. And so what? Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Let's do it. All right. Okay, this is actually looking pretty good. It's overextended here, but we had a nice pullback, and right now we're right here. Okay, you see support, and it's taking off. Let's look at an hourly. Hourly starting to cross. We had a little breakout right here, guys. This was a solid move. A retest to the bottom of this was really good. It's a little bit late right now. Let's look on a 1 minute. 1 minute's really overextended. I wish I would have seen this like 10 minutes ago. But this could be a good trade. So I will be watching this, looking for some pullback, looking for some consolidation. I don't like getting it on the top. So this is just like the Euro New Zealand. I'm waiting for some kind of pullback. And we're actually getting some here on the Euro New Zealand. So let's watch this. We're getting some pullback here. So CAD Yen is on our watch list right now. You can see CAD Yen's on our watch list. Euro New Zealand's on our watch list. Australian USD is on our watch list. I'm moving all my watch list stuff over here. Silver's on my watch list. It's starting to go lower, so I like that. I'd like it to see it a little bit lower, but you know, we got it's moving up. It's crossing on the 1, so 1 hour. So I kind of like this one too. So we got silver on the watch list. And we have pound yen, I bet, is on the watch list too. Okay, pound yen is breaking up on the 15. What's it doing on the 1 minute? Too overextended, looking for some kind of pullback like I had said recently, didn't get it. So there we go. So Euro New Zealand is pulling back. CAD Yen is starting to pull back a little bit. All right, good stuff, guys. And by the way, everyone, make sure you hit that like button so you guys can get notified on these videos, and also subscribe and hit the notifications so you get notified when these new trades updates and trade videos come out. Okay. You can see we have a divergence situation here on this USD Swiss. Price is, and so what I mean by that is, take a look. We have an all-time high right here, and then we have a new all-time high right here, and the MACD is moving lower, and we have a black dot. So when you get the divergence, you want to be careful. I did take the long just because it was still really bullish, but we want to be careful when we have a divergent situation, because you can see it really has moved a lot here. Let's look at it on a 4-hour. You can see it's moved up a lot. The 4 hours really overextended. Even the daily's over. And so we have a divergent situation on the 1 hour. So when that happens, it can still go. A divergence doesn't mean it's going to stop moving up. It just means that it could start to get a little tired. And when it gets tired, it needs to pull back and reload before going on the next burst. All right, so I'm liking this Euro New Zealand. It's still, you see how powerful this move was? And so when you got a powerful move like that, a lot of times you're not going to get a full retracement. So I'm just going to be watching. It'd be nice to get it down here. We have a level here right now. We have a level right there, which is going to act as support. And sometimes these things are a little bit too big. Let's drop that down here. We have a level right here, which is going to act as support. So it might bounce right here. The MACD is shrinking. Oh, actually, no, it didn't bounce. So we're just going to keep watching this. And now the next level that we could get a bounce at is here. And remember to keep your eyes on the trend lines as well, because we have an upward trend line that could act as a bounce right here, which is in conjunction with this moving average as well. The black dot is, to be honest, I don't know what it means, but it usually means that it's going to start going down. Right? You get a black dot, and then the price goes down. Right here, you got a black dot. This time it didn't mean that, but that's what it's supposed to mean. It doesn't always work, but here, it's supposed to go down. It works pretty good, but you got to do, it's just like any indicator, you have to do it in conjunction with all of your analysis, right? You don't just take it because of black dot. You have to have the structure, just like the MACD. When it's the MACD's crossing over, you know, right now it's lowering and it's crossing over. I could short this, but I want to do it in conjunction. I'd be like, okay, I'm shorting this. The MACD's crosses. We got an arrow. It's moving down. That's all fine and good, but we got to do our analysis with everything, right? We got to do all of our analysis. So that's what we're looking at. Which pair is this? Well, okay, so Carolyn, the way to look at my pairs is right here in the bottom. You can always see it's a big old blue words. Can you see that? I put that on there so everybody knows exactly what pair it is that I'm always looking at. Okay, I kind of like this this move now on silver. It's dropping. Let's look at it on a little higher time frame here. You guys remember I was waiting for this breakout. We have a nice little support level right here that it's touching off of. So I kind of like this right now. And now I'm just going to be watching it. We got MACD lower. And I kind of like that. I also like this Euro New Zealand as well. So we got two setups I'm pretty interested in right here. Because you can see right now, this has broken this plane. We got a level right here. I'd like to see it pop and then maybe come back down a little bit. Because once it breaks, then a lot of times it'll pop and then pop. So let's watch it. And we're going to go to XA. Let's see what gold's doing too. So gold is lower as well. We've got a nice little area here. And remember, we're right at the bottom of this wedge too. So that could be a nice little bounce. I did say I didn't like trading in the wedge because it could break out either way. And so that is one thing we want to consider, because if it breaks out, but if we get a nice strong break off the bottom of this, it's really solid. It's really solid. So we got some setups happening here. I haven't looked at CAD Yen yet. Still no pullback. Euro New Zealand. So Julian, you must be late. You must be late because we already did 2 winning trades. Hey, and you know what? It's okay. You're here now. There's no judgment on you for being late. Okay, pound yen. Pound yen has made a little bit of a double top. Like to see that pull back. Euro New Zealand. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at it on a 15-minute. Okay, we're pulling back. Okay, we've got a trend line right here. We're going to enter into some support right here. We're getting some solid pullback action right now. And the gold just broke this level, and now it popped down a little. Gold is entering very close. Let's look at it. So 15 is too scrunchy for me, but I do like this wedge. But you see, it's just not a lot of action there. It broke, and now it's headed lower. And yeah, I'm taking my time. I get that, but that's okay. It's okay to take your time and try to look at things from every angle. Oh, well, you know what? You get some props, Julian. You get some props, and I'm just kidding. You get some mad props for being here all the way in Australia. So being patient is being good right now, right? Being patient is good for us because everything's dropping. Except for CAD Yen. As soon as Robin mentioned it, we should have got in that bad boy. But again, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I just like to wait for pullbacks because breakouts are awesome, but sometimes they don't work. But then again, sometimes pullbacks don't work. There we go. Okay, so just a little heads up here on this Australian USD. It's a big downtrend. You can see it crossed over on the 15-minute. It broke this level. It retested. It's retesting now, and it's pulling up, and we're breaking a key level on the 15-minute. Look at that. Let's see what the hourly is showing us. Hourly's pulling up. We're bouncing off of a key level. I was thinking of a short on this one as well, but it was too overextended to the downside. So now I'm thinking, okay, we got the 1 minute crossing over. The 15 is still green, but we broke some key levels, and the hourly is starting to shrink. So we got the hourly and the 1 minute lined up in addition to a trend line break. I kind of like this one. We broke right here. Now we're retesting. I'm going to give this one a quick shot. $9:45 PMI. Thanks. Okay, let's keep, while we got that on, let's look at some of the others. Euro New Zealand just bottomed out here, settling down. It's now negative on the MACD. I like that. Let's go to silver. Broke out and it's retesting. I like this one, so I'm going to get in on the silver. The spread on the silver was pretty high. Let's put a target up here. All right. Let's see. Euro New Zealand. Continue to watch that. And it broke, and it looks like it might have been a fake break, but we have some support right here. So we'll see. We'll see if this support, we've got this moving average as support. We've got this little zone over here. We'll see how it holds up. And we're going to keep our eyes on this silver as well. Okay, Euro New Zealand. You see it's negative on the MACD. Let's look at the 15. Very strong uptrend, but that doesn't mean that this area is not going to reject. So I'm going to just keep watching this one, see how it plays out. If it goes a couple more legs down, that would be fine with us because we just be patient on our entry. Let's go here. Okay, well, I'm gonna, if it closes below this trend line, I'm closing this one. Okay, I'm just out of that. I'm out of Australian USD. So that was a loser. Okay, let's take a look at the silver. And Euro New Zealand just broke out. Okay, so we've been watching that one. It is gone negative. I'm going to grab this one now. Euro New Zealand. Okay, I got this trend line here acting as a support level. See what happens with this. Okay, I'm going to grab this one out. Wait for this candle to close. Let's see what we are looking at here. Okay, out of this one. And now I still have the Euro New Zealand, so we'll watch that. Okay, well, let's go back while we're waiting for this trade to play out. Let's take a look at the our giveaway. Okay, guys, there we have it. We got our retweets. All you got to do, this is the last call for that. If you want to get us up to 25, let's see. We've got we've got a lot of people live here. We have 50 people watching live. So, so with that being said, we need. Good job, Robin. Good job, man. Congratulations. Nice work. And just to let everybody know, hit that retweet button so we can enter into the competition so you guys can get the $100 giveaway. Although, you know, Robin made $100 on the channel, so he doesn't need the money. Good job, guys. Let's look at gold because my good friend Roosevelt wants to see it. And that silver trade, I closed just a little bit too early. Look at my analysis on that. It was pretty much on point, but I was just managing my risk. I don't want to overextend my risk. Everything's about risk management. I could have probably held in there, and right now it would be in a lot better shape, but I'm still waiting now. I've got another chance for this to break out. If it breaks out again, I'll just try to re-grab it, right? I don't want to lose too much money. Gotta keep track of that risk. We got a bottoming here on this Euro New Zealand. See if we can get another bounce to the upside on this one. Thanks, Robin. Thank you. Good job. We're at 8, so last call, guys. Last call. I'll throw that link in the chat again. This is the last call. Last call for cash. It's the cash call. Just click that link. We're at 10. And that silver setup, again, that was a very disappointing trade. just broke the bottom of that level, and now it's popping really nicely. The thing I was looking at was this hourly, the crossover. Pretty interesting setup right here. Now we're breaking out nicely, but I'm not going to trade it because I got my 3 trade rule. Now remember, I've already won 2 trades on the day, so if I don't like losing 3 in a row because that'll mess me up. But I already have 2 winners on the day, so I'm not going to take this gold trade because I want to see what happens with this Euro New Zealand. Yeah, don't do a margin call, Paul. Don't do it. You got to watch the risk, man. That's why I recommend you use this Epic tool right here if you have it. If not, you can do the money management. But this keeps track of all of your risk. It's really solid. So I'm going to recalibrate this this trend. Yeah, it's pretty good. Good, Robin. Good. Awesome. Glad you like it. We just sent a round of updates on it too. So there's lots of new stuff for everybody that has it. They get all the updates, which is going to be good. All right. Well, looks like we didn't make it. I'm very disappointed that we didn't make it with the tweets. We'll work on doing that next week. In the meantime, just trade well. We'll see you guys on Friday. I've got this Euro New Zealand. I'm going to be watching this trade. I'm personally watching it, and it is a little overextended on the 5-minute. I'm going to give this one a little bit more room because I really like this trade and because I made a lot on it earlier. So I'm going to give this one a little bit more. But when it comes down, I'll be looking at maybe adding another position and see if we can catch a bounce because I really like this one. All right. Good job, Linda. We got Linda and Robin here. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you guys soon.